Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to baseball here on youtube.com/Shawnosaurus Rex. For those of you keeping track at home, didn't have the notepad ready to roll, so marked me for a loss on that one. But we do have 4 games today. It is April 25th of the 2011 season. As you know, it's 3-inning games. It's a pitching staff that's supposed to have 0 stamina, but still has stamina. And it's only an 82-game season. That's the piece of the puzzle that I always miss. Today, we are going to watch the Dodgers play the Tigers. The Twins are going to take on the Phillies. The Blue Jays are in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. And the Mets travel cross country to take on the Athletics. Let's jump into our first game of the day. As long as we're good, we're live. Okay, just double checking there. Let's jump into the first game of the day. I went to the wrong screen. This is our screen. This is our home, where we stare at Joe Mauer. View today's game, April 25th, and we're going right to the third game. Perfect. There's this really funny thing that happens. Ooh, the Tigers are number 2 overall. There's a really funky thing that happens in this game where, because of the start times, they get all shifted around. I always have to like double, triple check that I have everything in the correct order over and over again. So hopefully we don't miss anything, because if we do, I don't have a backup plan. But welcome on in to another day of baseball here on the channel. Happy Monday to those of you who are probably not celebrating, unless Monday is your Friday. No, Tuesday was where my Friday is when I worked in the food service industry. So, well, we are heading to Detroit. Welcome on in. The Los Angeles Dodgers are 7-14. The Tigers are 11-10. There are some teams that'll probably start to drop off as far as the coverage is concerned. We should probably hit all the series early, but sometimes there are some bad series. I think we had a couple of them in this little go-around. It's interesting because, obviously, 7 days in a week. They still do the 3-game weekend sets, but they start on a Saturday to a Monday. And then it's like a Tuesday through Friday. So the days are shifted just a little bit, which means that I will skip forward. Juan Pierre is a designated hitter. You'll know and love him from ESPN MLB 2K5. Carlos Beltran in center field. Ryan Braun in left. Adam Dunn at first. Michael Stanton in right. Ryan Dumit at catcher. Wilson Betabit at third base. Gordon Beckham at second. Cliff Pennington is the shortstop. And that is your Dodgers lineup. So the point that I'm making with that is when we're doing 3 days... Oh, hold on. Javier Vasquez is 2-2 with a 6.0 ERA, 4 games, 12 innings, 14 hits, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts. As we take a look at the Detroit Tigers defensive lineup, when we're doing the 4 games over 3 days and they're only 3-game sets, it makes it a little easier to cut a couple here and there. So that's what we have done. So Juan Pierre is going to step in here, top of the first, as that's how baseball games get started. We're underway here in Detroit. That somehow misses high for a ball. Juan Pierre was an absolute delight to have on our Colorado Rockies random roster team that we did. That was also a 3-inning series. I did not realize how long that series was. And of course, I called my mom before, but now I gotta... but I can't, we're live. Shoot. This is inconvenient timing. Inconvenient, but that's okay. Just don't tell her. That one is knocked up the middle for a hit into center field. We'll take a halftime break here in a little bit. And the righty fires outside. That's one of the better looking pitch outs that we've seen. Most of the pitch outs look like they are just really bad pitches. I don't know that they're pitch outs. They're going to put the steal on. He is down and out. That slide animation is an absolute, like, base running destroyer. The slide for the offense on steal attempts and the cutoff throws for the defense are the two kind of equalizers, but they don't equalize at the same time. It's very funky. That pitch is in for a strike. That one is fouled away. Oh, my phone's gonna die. I'm gonna have to call my own mother with a dead phone. I don't know what that accident was. I don't know what is happening right now. That one is going to be chopped up the first base line, and that is an out. So the stolen base probably wouldn't have really mattered. I mean, it would have put him out of range for the double play, but it still would have ended up 2 outs with that dribble. It's a funky way to look at it, and not an entirely accurate way to look at it, but that's what it would have been. That pitch is inside for a ball. That is hit well up the third base line, and that will roll toward the corner. It'll be double, 2-out double. That pitch is outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. That misses low. Ball 2. 2 out. Runner on second here to open up the top of the first. Dodgers taking on the Tigers. I think this would be an interesting World Series matchup if it were to happen in real life. Tarek Skubal. Be interesting to see what happens with him in the off season. I would be absolutely flabbergasted if the Detroit Tigers traded him. He's too good. He's too good. Here's the 2-1. Set, and here it goes out to center field, but that'll be out number 3. So they give up the double. Actually, they give up 2 hits there, a double and a leadoff single. Pierre tries to advance to second, but gets thrown out. And just like that, we're done with the first. Rafael Furcal, the shortstop, followed by Ike Davis at first. Joe Mauer, the catcher. Pedro Alvarez at third. Raul Ibanez in left. Adam Jones in center. Will Venable in right. Orlando Hudson is at second. And Matt Diaz is your designated hitter for this Detroit Tigers lineup. Ricky Nolasco, 0-3 and 8.10 ERA, 4 games with 10 innings, 16-3 and 8. That is a ton of hits with a couple extra walks in there for good measure. There's the Dodgers defensive Okay, before we jump into the bottom half of the first inning, I'm going to just make that. I'm going to give a quick phone call to my mom. We'll be back just a second. I'm throwing it to the BRB. We'll get some crowd noise. Be back in a second. Okay, she didn't. She didn't answer. I'm playing phone tag with my mom, live on the internet. So if she calls back, we'll go BRB again. Pitcher winds and fires, and that is in for a strike. Looks like it was set up on the outside, but clipped back over the plate. 0-1. Yeah, like I said, a lot of hits given up by this Dodgers pitcher as that is knocked out to the shortstop. Fires across the diamond to first, and that'll be an out. So out number one here for the Dodgers. Ike Davis steps in with a 4.06 not ERA, an average. Does have a home run, 3 RBI on the season so far. It's in at the bottom of the zone. Oh, 0-1, one away. Pitcher winds and fires. That's sliced out foul, third base side. 0-2. Thought about swinging. Did he go? He did not. Unnecessary dramatics when they go to that, when they ask for assistance down the line. The appeal, that's the word I'm looking for. I kind of figured if I did the hand motions, I look like I'm doing Spider-Man over here. Figured if I did that, maybe it would help me pick up the word. That one is hit out foul. Slices to a similar area, so a couple of souvenirs for the fans out there. Popped sky high for the catcher, who waits for it, and that is out number 2. Okay, so I don't have my headphones on. I'm going to put my headphones on, and that is when the call will happen. Headphones are on. We're locked. We're ready. We're back in. That is smashed out to left, but couldn't get it away from the defender. Right to him. And that will do it. Stanton, Dumit, and Betterment coming into the batter's box. Or coming up for the Dodgers. What words am I saying? Michael Stanton, playing for Florida, going by a different name. You know him as Giancarlo. Swung on and missed for a strike. That is, ooh, wow, that almost sliced away from the first baseman. Nice adjustment there. As that just needed like just a little bit more of a curve to it. It's a funky hit by Stanton, but a nice play defensively, and that'll bring up Ryan Dumit. Domit. A little harder on the O. Dole. I'm saying you for some reason. I don't know why. It's clearly an O. So the lefty steps in with one away. That is a pretty hittable pitch. There she is. There she is. We're pausing. We're being RBing. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, God. Don't miss the call. All right, chat, we got it. Playing phone tag. We're good. Everything's good. Okay. Here we go. We're locked in. We're ready to roll here on a Monday. This one is driven out deep to right center field. It is going, it is going, it is off the top of that wall. It's an incredibly lackadaisical walking animation. It's going to lead to a triple. It was going to be a triple either way, but it was one of those funky things where the game just has weird animations on the back end. And that one is foul up the third base line. So the Dodgers with a nice chance to get on the board here. One away, so a bunch of different ways that they can get him in. That pitch misses low. Pitcher's ready and fires. That one's high and outside. That is, just past the diving third baseman. It was going to be a tough play, even if he was able to get to it. Instead, it's going to be an RBI single. That one kind of bopped out to left. It's one of those hindsight 2020. If he's maybe a step back, probably in a better position to try and get that ball, but he isn't, and it's a run. So the Dodgers lead 1-0. I guess the good news for Detroit is with one good pitch, they can try and get out of it with just a run. They'll work station to station here. That'll be 2 on with 1 away. I was going to say, if they could get that double play, it was a good hit out to right center. That wall jumping up in height saved a home run. That's in for a strike at the knees. 0-1. That is drilled out to left field. It might be no, they're not even going to send him. It's a nice throw in, right on the money. More than likely would have given us one of those collision animations. But good base running for the Dodgers as they understand the speed that they have. That'll bring up Juan Pierre, who is 1 for 1 with a single today. That pitch is outside. That is outside as well. Can't get too cute here. I mean, it's a force out at any base. I think Pierre has some pretty good speed. If I remember correctly, we probably had him toward the top of our lineup. I mean, the dude, he rocked for us in 2K5. He was awesome. That is... Pierre, buddy, you got to swing at that pitch. I know you're probably getting fooled by a curveball saying way up in the zone like that, but base is loaded 2-0. That is hit well out to center field. That'll score at least one. They're sending him around third. It is going to be well short of home plate. They'll advance the first base runner all the way to third, so it'll be a 2 RBI single for our guy, Juan Pierre. Oh, wow, we've never seen that animation before. That's cool. Oh, have we gotten to game number 100? I don't think we have. I think we're a little short. I think I mentioned it at one point, and I forgot to, make a note of it. Because we're on day 25. We had a one weird 3-inning day, so we'd have 23 times 4, 92. So we'll do 96. Oh, we'll hit number 100 tomorrow. Game 100. That is in for a ball. Pitcher winds and fires, swung on and missed. This Tigers pitcher is one good pitch away from getting out of this if he can get a double play. And that's, weirdly enough, it feels like asking for a lot from this game. We saw that funky Mariners top of the third in yesterday's action, as that is in for a strike. We saw that this game just kind of sometimes goes, nah, it's not going to be an out. It's the second time we've seen it. Just right through the glove. 2-2. He's going to test the runner over at first. The swipe is late. He is in safe. And yet another failed pickoff attempt. Still 2 ejections, 0 pickoff attempts or pickoffs. Successful pickoffs. That one's inside. No swipe, as that was easily safe. So Pierre swipes second, erases the double play, and puts another runner into scoring position. The catcher, they had the right idea. They threw over to first to check on him. I feel like that gave him the green light. That is smashed up the middle into center field. Pierre rounds third. He's going to get there, no problem. The relay is just a cutoff. And this Tigers team cannot seem to get out of this inning. Still 1 out. 4 runs across, 5 runs across. 5 runs. That pitch is inside for a ball. That's low. That is popped out to right. This will be in foul territory, but it is grabbed for, mercifully for them, for out number 2. Adam Dunn is 0 for 1. That one's inside. I don't know how that didn't hit him. I'm going to guess that that was just kind of our angle, but that looked, from our angle, it went right through his right arm. I don't know why that broke my brain. That flat broke my brain. That's a swing and a miss for strike 1. That 1-1's inside. 2-1. An explosive top of the second. Sees a long strike, 2-2. This would be technically the second game in a row where we've seen a large number of runs scored in an inning. This one's a little bit cleaner as strike 3 to Adam Dunn. Swung on and missed. That Mariners one got funky in a weird way. 8 hits for the Dodgers, 5 runs across. So 6 hits and 5 runs in that previous half inning. Alvarez, Ibanez, and Jones stepping in for Detroit. Detroit has a good record. We've had them a couple of times. We had them against the Mariners, and we have them now against the Dodgers. They haven't looked great. I'd have to take a peek at. Sorry, I thought my thing froze, so I was making sure that it was a little more on time. That one is hit but foul. When did we have the Tigers last? I don't ever write the scores down, so it's not the most helpful thing. Tigers Twins. Day 20, perhaps? That makes sense. So we would have had him back on April 20th, and that would have... I guess we could take a look at that score and see what that looked like. That pitch is inside. Raul Ibanez steps in, bottom 2. 1 away. That is smashed out to right. Oh, it's a diving grab. Absolutely robbed a hit. A terrific effort out in right field. And that's just kind of, I guess that's how it's going for both teams. Really great plays for the Dodgers, and the Tigers can't seem to catch a break. Adam Jones, 333 average. That is high. Oh, I did forget to write down the pitcher that pitched for Atlanta yesterday. I now realize. There's a righty. What? There's a pitch from the righty. Swung on and missed. 1-1 with 2 away. That is foul. That's outside for a ball. Two and two. That sails outside. Nice eye by Adam Jones there. I was curious if that last piece of contact, if it gets down into right field and it isn't absolutely robbed, can the Tigers mount some sort of comeback? I mean, 5 runs is a lot. We did see the Dodgers do that. So it's not, obviously not impossible, but that one's fouled away. That pitch is low. Okay, so, man. It's a runner on first with 2 out. We're not going to worry about the hypotheticals. Hey, good evening. How you feeling today? Are you feeling better? That is in at the knees for a strike. Good to see you in chat. Thanks for stopping by. 0-1. Ooh, big swing and a miss for the Tigers there. That'll make it 0-2 quickly. That one is going to be hit to the third base side. Bare hand scoop and throw over to first. That's a nice play by the third baseman. Feeling good enough to go back to work today? Well, yay, I'm glad you're feeling better. Boo that you had to go to work. I know that going to work is good and helps us like buy cool stuff, or pay bills. But also at the same time, Randy Choate? Oh, Randy Choate. Okay. 6 games, 0-2. I didn't even get the name. But I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. So. That one's in for a strike. Oh, interesting. They brought in the left-handed pitcher. I didn't even catch that. That's rolled up the third baseline foul. That one's low. That one is foul as well. Handball. Oof. Oh my goodness. It's just a gross lefty curveball. That was not gonna end well. The best result there was a ball out of the zone. Lefty winds and fires. That is crushed out to left center field. It is into the bullpen. A solo shot, so they go to the bullpen and it doesn't work. I guess the Tigers go to the bullpen and then the Dodgers go ahead and go to the bullpen as well. It is 6-0. Stanton puts a big swing into that one. Ryan Domit. Oh, there is a U in his name. Okay, I'm not as off as I thought I was. Because I try to listen to the PA announcer. It's a little tougher when it's the home team, but that's the away team. And I've been saying his name Dumit, but it's more of an O. But there is a U. So that would explain at least why I was thrown off a little bit. That's in for a strike. Oh and 2. That one sails high for a ball. 1-2. 1 and 2. That is knocked out to the shortstop, and that is the animation that I was talking about. It's in time. What I was talking about, like, man, a double play in the second inning could really help the Tigers, but there's no guarantee because that stuff happens frequently. So one away here in the top of the third. It was almost another disaster for the Tigers defense. I mean, the Dodgers have been hitting where they aren't, which is, how to win. That one would have just been another little bop of bad luck that I don't think this Tigers team can really... I don't think they can outlast. That's in for a ball. One and 2. That one's low. Lefty winds and fires. Gets the swing and the miss. A little aggressive on the swing there. I mean, it's a good pitch location. Actually, yeah, it's pretty good. I thought it was a little lower, but really did want to work that inside corner. Swung on and missed. 0-1. I don't know why they brought in a left-handed... Why did they bring in a left-handed pitcher? I mean, is he just the guy that they use to go like, well, we're kind of getting our butts kicked. So let me see if I can find the lineup real quick. Strike 3. That'll retire the side, but they do pick up a run on the solo home run from Stanton. So the Dodgers, if we go back and look at it, they have 9 hits, 6 runs. Okay, so now it wasn't going to be a great situation either way. They did put him in a bad spot with Stanton, but it was 2 switch hitters. Okay. Okay. That makes a little more sense. That's inside for a ball. Oh, what is the Monday night game tonight? Ew, gross. 49ers, Panthers. Yikes. Pitcher winds and fires. The 2-1 is hit foul. That'll make it 2-2. And that's foul up the right, or the third base line. It's to the right from when we're looking at it at this angle, and then it's the left, and my brain doesn't make the switch, and... Swung on and missed. That was a really nice pitch. Looked really good. Had him in a little bit of an auto swing mode, and then it just falls off the table, to borrow a phrase from MLB The Show 25. And it is a swing and a miss for out number 1. That is out to center. Does he have it? Yes. That animation's not 100%. We saw 2 of them in yesterday's game. Mariners versus San Francisco 10, Carolina 3, early third. Ugh. All of that is... I didn't even take into account that it was early in the third quarter. Ugh. I mean, it's just a bad matchup. I know you want to probably highlight Bryce Young. As we see a hit, the first hit, the no-no is gone for the Dodgers, and that'll put a runner on first with 2 away here in the bottom of the third. I mean, do you want to showcase Bryce Young? Why would you pick Niners, Panthers at all? Brock Purdy, Bryce Young. I guess maybe you hope that it's a matchup with NFC playoff implications. That is out number 3, and that will retire the side and finish the game 6-0. A huge second inning for the Los Angeles Dodgers. They tack on 1 more in the top of the third. And that'll do it. 6-0 your final. Ricky Nolasco. Ricky Nolasco. Okay, that was it. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you have a great night. 6-2. He gave up just 1 hit, 2 strikeouts in 3 innings. Stanton with his 5th home run of the season. Nolasco picks up his first win of the season, improves to 1-3. Javier Vasquez drops to 2-3. And that is it. The Dodgers avoid the sweep, even though they had far more hits, more at-bats, more home runs. What? So Los Angeles must have lost these games like 2-1, 1-0, right? Hold on, we'll take a look at it. Where's 1-0? 2-1. Okay. I think I was absolutely correct. All right, let's head on down to Twins Phillies. This one's a little bit of a lopsided. I didn't realize how, not like lopsided that first one was, but neither of these are particularly good matchups. But we did just see the underdog technically get the victory, so hard to be too annoyed, I guess. I mean, it's baseball. Not the Phillies one. That is. So welcome on into Philadelphia for Game 2 of our quadruple header. The Minnesota Twins are 9-12. Philadelphia Phillies 16-5. A couple AL Central teams today on. Well, this one's on the road. This Twins on the road here in Philadelphia. Some interleague, which is kind of nice. Dexter Fowler will get things started for the Minnesota Twins, the center fielder. Shortstop, Yunel Escobar. First baseman, Kendry Morales. In left, you have Marcus Thames. Lance Berkman in right. Chase Utley at second. Yadier Molina. Catcher, Melvin Mora at third. Designated hitter is Roger Bernardina. That actually is correct. Nicky Rolasco is going to be named for my next career mode. Yes. Hell yeah. What position is that going to be? Tommy Hanson, 3-0 with a 2.25 ERA, 4 games, 12 innings, 10 hits, 5 walks, 11 strikeouts. Can't be running out of vocal cords yet there, Sean. We got a long way to go. Philadelphia Phillies defensive lineup. Phillies got out to a hot start. They have been the best team in baseball for the entirety of this season, 16-5. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure who would be second. There's a weird team. There's a team that I forgot about. Let's see if I can think about it. That first pitch is outside for a ball. That is a pitch at the top of the zone for a strike. God, what game was it? One and one, nobody out. That's outside. Archer Im's doing pretty well. They, yes-ish. I think they're like 12-8. They started out really hot, and then they lost 3 of 4 to Kansas City. And that kind of cooled them down a little bit. And they also have the benefit of a kind of a weak division. But there's another team that has like 12 or 13 wins. I can look at it. I have all the photos. I have all the thumbnail images. That'll break everything, I'm sure. That's a pitch in. That's a really nice strike. That's a great pitch. Mariners were 12-8 yesterday. 10-10. The Rockies. I think it might be the Rockies is the team that I'm thinking of. The Rockies and the Royals are both pretty good. Yeah. Rockies. It's got to be the Rockies because we did a couple of those Royals games. I forget how good the Colorado Rockies have been. That's outside. That is outside, and they put the seal on. He is in safely. The throw was almost so bad it was good. Runner came off the bag at second to make sure it didn't go into the outfield. Don't think the runner was going to advance, but he throws that a little bit lower. You get a little bit of that Cal Raleigh throw in the divisional series. So here comes the 2-0. That is hit up the middle. It's going to get under the glove of the shortstop, excuse me. That will advance the runner all the way around. So the steal comes in big. Right off the rip. They put a runner on. They advance him with a steal, and he was going to get to third regardless. But it just sneaks under the glove. That pitch is low. That is hit well but foul. In for a strike. Two and two, nobody out, one on. That one's up high, fills up the count. 3-2. Swung on and missed, so that'll set him down. Payoff pitch is in an effective location. Nice. And we get the swing track. It's a 4C with 93, very late on it. Maybe thought I was going to kind of drift inside a little bit, but... The righty winds and fires. That one's low. Ball one. One runner on, one out, so 1-0 lead for the Twins over the powerhouse Phillies. That one's inside for a ball. That one gets the corner for a strike. A little surprising that got the call. But that has been kind of a funky spot. I don't know if it's based like day per day or what, but there was one day where that right-hand edge, right batter's box edge, was very generous. That is a no-doubter, absolutely nuked to left field. And it is now 3-0 Twins. Oh, we didn't get the majestic number of feet. Now we'll never know how far it went. Lance Berkman, 207 average. Couple RBI. Thought about swinging, definitely. Oh, he went. I was going to say definitely didn't go. We don't really see a lot of the failed check swings. Usually it's a very long, drawn-out. He didn't go. But couldn't hold it back. It's now 0-1. That one stays inside for a ball. That's a big swing and a miss. Got him with that pitch. Can't imagine that you could leave too many things in that spot and have it not get destroyed. And a big swing and a miss again, so... I guess they're just kind of freely going for it. Chase Utley playing in his correct home stadium. That one's low for a ball. Pitcher's ready. Winds. Fires. That's in for a strike. 2-1. That gets the bottom of the zone. 2-2. Batter doesn't agree. It's been a spot that he's been willing to give. Ooh, that's what I was talking about. I know that's only a single, but second time he's gone to that big looping curveball changeup, whichever one it is, and that time the hitter is able to hold back and get to it. Molina looking good, 9 RBI on the season. Not sure what the statistic was there at the bottom. Let's see if I can catch it here on the replay. Career high, must be last season's stat. Righty winds and fires in for a strike. So a runner on first with 2 outs. Molina's going to punch that into right field. Should just go station to station here. That's what they do. Second baseman cuts it off. Oh, Mora puts a good swing on it, but punches it foul. A long first inning continues for this Phillies pitcher, as that's low for a ball. That is popped out to left field. Left fielder with a bead on it. Takes a few steps back and makes the catch. So, that will do it for the Twins. 3 runs on 4 hits. See what the Phillies can do. I feel like I jinxed them by saying that they're the hottest team in baseball. So far, both the underdogs have had some pretty big innings in the first 2 games, and we're only a half inning into this one. Shin-Soo Choo. He is going to step in first from, not from right field, into the batter's box. He's playing right field. Gregor Blanco, the designated hitter. Justin Morneau over at first. Fred Lewis is your left fielder. Jorge Posada behind the dish. Andres Torres in center field. Ronnie Belliard at second. Romero? No. Ramiro? Ramiro, maybe. Maybe that's it. Ramiro Pena. Shortstop, and then Brandon Inge at third base. WSU currently losing to D2 team. Oh, gross. Brett Myers is 2-2 with a 5.25. 4 games, 12 innings, 13-6-3. Ugh. Those poor flippin' Cougars. I didn't even know they were playing in Hawaii. Oh, I guess you know what? I guess it is that time. It's when they put a bunch of college, tournaments. That's the word. Oh, Gonzaga's playing Alabama on TNT. That's exciting. Top 15 matchup. That one sails high. How would I even find that? Currently losing to. So then here, let's go to NCAA basketball. They're in the WCC. Oh, 52-41. What is that even? What is that school? Chaminade? Chaminade? Ugh. That's unfortunate. That team is like Maui, Zags are in Vegas. Yeah, the team that the Cougars are losing to are so small they don't even have a logo on the score app. That's a strike on the outside. I don't know about that. Shamalama Ding Dong. 3-2. Payoff pitch coming. That is swung on and missed. Probably should have been walked on the previous pitch. Has to defend and gets him on the inside. That is ball 4 for sure. The four-seam at 91. No break. And Gregor Blanco will step in. So the Phillies, the luck is not breaking with them here. They should have one on with nobody out, but if you're going to get the call on the edge on the opposite side, you got to defend on the inside. I get it. It's just an unfortunate situation. No appeal down to third base? No. One and 0. That is popped out to the left field side. Shortstop watches it as it drifts back in. Blop, out number 2. So the de facto host for the Maui Invitational as it's played on campus. Oh, okay. One and 0. Pitcher for the Twins hasn't looked particularly sharp. Did get a generous call to kind of force a funky swing. And then does get the pop out for out number 2. But he does fall behind here 2 and 0 with a couple gone. The long strike makes it 2 and 1. And a take outside, excuse me, makes it 3 and 1. It's in for a strike. So another full count. I mean, if Minnesota can survive this defensively... Oop. The payoff pitch is absolutely nuked to right center. I did not even get to finish my sentence. It's a commentator's curse in the worst way. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was going to say, if they can survive with 403 majestic feet, really just got that corner. That's a trick shot right there. If Minnesota could survive this kind of funky pitching effort in this first inning, they might be set up pretty well for the rest of the game, because typically the pitchers seem to settle down in the second inning or the inning after a bunch of runs are scored, which would simultaneously give hope to both the Phillies and the Twins for all the same reason, but for different angles. The Phillies probably won't give up 3 more runs, and the Twins can probably score 3 and hold on. Lord knows I've been there. We're scoring 3 runs in the first inning, and then we are going to hold on for absolute dear life. That is a swing and a miss, so that'll set down or retire the side. But they do get 1. The solo home run makes it 3-1. It'll be Bernardita and then Fowler and Escobar as the lineup turns over. So let's see how the Phillies pitcher responds. Gave up 3 in the first. Gets a ground out. Oh, I jinxed it. That bobble animation. Oh, it is brutal. That wasn't easy. That was a one pitch, one swing, one out situation, but just could not hold on to it. Fowler worked a walk, stole a base, came around to score the opening run of the game. Fowler takes a swing. Foul. Fowler. That pitch is outside for a ball. Good eye. That one is hit out to left field. Can't. Yes, he got it. Okay. I wasn't sure if he did get it or not. It is literally the perfect angle as they like kind of lunge for it. So that'll put the first out on the board. That is right on the edge. Beautiful pitch there to open him up 0-1. That is foul up the third baseline. Just foul. Not sure how fast the runner is on first, so it'd be interesting to see if they do get a hit into the corner. How aggressive are they on the base paths? That one's... Whew. Again, kind of just a... Not like a lucky spot, but it's the benefit of kind of freezing them up. The pickoff attempt is unsuccessful, safe. Oh, and 2. That is lasered into center. Do they go first to third? They do. Center fielder picks it up and throws it into third. Not a terrible throw, but it'll be runners on the corners. Hello. How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. 3-1 Minnesota, looking to get that one run back. Extend it back to the 3-run lead they had in the first inning. And a good start for the Twins as that is inside for a ball. That one misses outside and low. That's inside. Ball 3. Is that 3-0? Quickly 3-0. I mean, hands-off controller, right? And that's a good job. Loads the bases with just one away. I really thought that the Phillies pitcher would settle down. We'll see if they want to go to the bullpen or if they stick with him. We sometimes get this animation followed by the wide shot. And they will stay with him. 1 for 1, a 2-run homer. I mean, could be looking for one of the best games that we've seen from an offensive individual. That would plunks him. They're going to plunk the run in. Okay. It's now 4-1. Maybe not the way you drew it up to get that run back, but hey, it'll work. Misses low for a ball, so not good. 4 straight balls, a hit by pitch, and a ball to make it 1-0. That gets a strike right at the knees. That pitch looked really good. It's a better take than you might realize. Probably not going to do a whole lot with it. It's going to end up being a double play with the bags packed. That one stays outside. 2-1. That one gets the outside edge. Misses yet again, so well behind in this count. 3-1. Oh, 3-2, excuse me. Forgot about the strike on the outside. That one's fouled away off the end of the bat there. And they'll do it again. I hit the little drum roll, and it made me think of the Humongous Entertainment. Big swing and a miss under it. They will go to the bullpen this time. That's the shot I was talking about, where it's very wide towards it. Scott Shields, 8 games with a 4-0 record, a 1.32 ERA, has 1 save on the season. He's pitched 13.2 innings, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts. That's the kind of guy you're looking for. If you want to work out of this jam, I mean, down 3 isn't the worst. I mean, they were down 3 after the first inning, but the righty fires, and that's going to be crushed out to right field. They will send the first run around, and they will get 2 on the RBI, the 2 RBI single. Greeting the new arm from the bullpen with 2 RBI, obviously not on his ERA, but you count on that guy in that situation to get you out of that jam. Touchdown Panthers. Okay. Gonna check on the runner. They're going to put a runner in motion. That's going to go into center field. They missed the second baseman. Oh, and that's going to score a run. Wow. That's, I think, the first errant, that kind of errant throw. We saw one that pulled him off the bag. Was that in this game or a different game? I mean, shout out to the Panthers, as that's going to go under the glove. It's going to score, played another run. Another 2-out RBI single, and that's the Twins are blowing this game open. Melvin Mora, 0-1. It's a 17-10 for that Panthers-Niners game. Good for them for keeping it close. 8-1 here in this one. The Boobers are out in Philly in this sim. Yeah. It's 8 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Philadelphia had the error at the beginning of the inning. That is brutal. I forgot about that. Posada, Torres, and Belliard stepping up for the Phillies. It's another one of these games that's gotten a little out of hand. Still nothing as funky as that Mariners game from the other day. That's a strike right at the top of the zone. Now, this Twins pitcher can settle down. Not that he was terrible in the first inning, but he did fall behind in a few counts. And he put himself in a couple of not great spots. If he can hit the zone a little more frequently, as this one's launched out to right, it's carrying and gone. Wow, that got out there. I did not think that had enough. Wow. So Posada, the second solo home run of the day. It's a majestic 379 feet. Still don't really know what majestic is, and we're never going to find out. I almost accidentally kicked the... What's it called? The power strip. I've said it twice now. I've said it. If he can settle down. Jesus Christ. Are you out of your mind? 3 solo home runs. I've said if he can settle down 3 times. And it's led to a solo home run every single time. One and 0 after that sails inside for a ball. Two and 0 as that sails inside for a ball. Maybe he's to amp up, not settle down. That's a good point. That's in for a strike. 2-1. Swung on and missed. Makes it 2-2. So Minnesota's really needed these runs because they did give up the 2 solo shots. That's going to stay fair. That's a double. You're the Minnesota Twins. I think you got to start looking at the bullpen a little bit. It's the first hit they've given up that stayed in the yard, but there is nobody out. I thought that was going to get nuked. That was in such a hittable spot from our angle. It goes up the first base line, foul. 0-1. That one stays outside. One, nobody out. 8-3 game as that swung on and missed to make it 1-2. 8-1 leads can be dangerous in baseball. Was that the score of the Toronto-Seattle game a couple years ago? Oh my goodness, that is just... Whew. It just feels like he is living on a prayer. Oh my gosh. I mean, if you go back to the first couple of outs in this game for the Phillies, okay, cool. Yeah, 8-1 leads are dangerous, especially if your center fielder gets injured and all hell breaks loose and big dumpers dumping balls into the right field seats. The Phillies' first couple of outs were a strikeout that should have been a walk and a pop out. And then you get that pitch for out number 4. I think it was a strikeout for the final out of the inning. So 3 of the 4 outs for the Phillies have been a little on the funky side. That looked like a very hittable curveball or changeup or whatever it was. He just drove it into the ground. 0-2. That one's foul up the first base side. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and missed, and that will be out number 2. Shin-Soo Choo, who is 0 for 1 with that funky strikeout that I was just talking about. The pitch on the outside that made it 3-2 probably should have been ball 4, and then the pitch inside he swung on, having to protect with the kind of lenient call on the opposite side of the plate. Swung on and missed. Should have been a walk. And he swings and misses under that one, 0-1. That one stays a little high for ball 1. Here comes the 1-1. That one stays low. That's foul up the third base line. Makes it 2-2. A runner on second and 2 gone. Phillies have put 2 across in this inning via the solo shot. That will be over to the first baseman. He'll toss to the pitcher covering, and that will do it. So, the Twins score 3. The Phillies get 1 back in the first. The Twins score 5. The Phillies get 2. It's 8-3 as we head to the top of the third. Bernardina 0 for 1 with a run. He reached on the error that led off the last inning, so they batted around, I guess. Yeah. Does that make sense? If you score 5, 3 outs, and you strand a runner. In for a strike right at the knees. God, without that error, where are these Phillies? You know? Is it just 7-3? Are they able to get into a better rhythm and routine? That one stays high. That is hit off the bad part of the bat. Foul over the third base side. Technically was an opportunity, but wasn't going to happen. That is a much better opportunity for an out up the first base side. In the shadows, it's an out. So Dexter Fowler 0 for 1. A walk, a stolen base. He came around to score. That is going to be hit over to the second baseman. He bobbles it, and he's going to make it in time. Safe. The second bobble. One by the shortstop, one by the second baseman, and that's going to give the Twins extra base runners. Bringing in Escobar 2 for 2, has a couple of singles on the day. I'll check on the runner at first. He's back and safe. Pitch misses for a ball. 1 on, 1 out, top 3. They are putting the runner in motion. And it's a good thing to do against this Phillies team. They are 0 for 3 now. I guess let's flip that. Let's talk about it a different way. The Twins are 3 for 3 on steals. And I think the first one was the throw that kind of pulled the runner off the bag. It was a nice adjustment by the second baseman. Or was that in the first game? Are we blanking already on all the games? Either way, if you're going to push this team, you've already seen the error into center field. You've seen 2 errors by the shortstop, one by the shortstop, one by the second baseman. So Here comes the 3-1. That takes the pitch outside for ball 4. Nice job, nice eye to let that one go. So that puts a couple runners on for the Phillies, and they can't get it. This is such a weird. It's such a weird game. But I guess, hey, that's baseball. That's baseball for you. That's in for a strike at the knees. That is a swing and a miss. One and two. Oof. Man, living dangerously with that big curveball. Gets the swing and the miss, and that'll set him down. It will bring in 1 for 1, a home run, a hit by pitch, 3 RBI on the day. That one misses, and all the way to the wall. That'll advance the runners to second and third. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for the Phillies. They've hit a batter. They've thrown a wild pitch. I can't remember what player said it. It was the 80s, and some team lost in the playoffs on a bad day, and a reporter asked him a silly question. His response was... ... Baseball is a fickle mistress. Strike on the inside part of the plate. I mean, God, an errant throw into center field, a bobble at shortstop, a bobble at second. I mean, the hit by pitch scored a run. That one misses low. Three and one, 2 on, 2 out. That is going to fly out. Oh, wow, that's going to come all the way back in. Wow. Okay. That's probably the first thing that's gone right for the Phillies today. It holds Minnesota off the board. They still only have 7 hits. A couple errors registered to the Phillies in this game. I think I'd throw one more on there. Gregor Blanco. That one you got to ask for an appeal. That looked like more of a swing than the one that we saw that was called a swing. Doesn't matter. The pitcher's inside for a ball, so that's what we are working with here. That misses upstairs somehow, even though it looked like it was right at the letters. A funky 2-0. This has been the Minnesota's problem all day. Falling behind in counts. We're not going to say the thing that we've said and give it up. Watch 3 solo home runs. That one's fouled away. That pitch misses low. That fills the count at 3 and 2. Here's the payoff pitch. That is hit up the third baseline foul. And that misses low for a walk. Justin Morneau stepping in. Oh, wow. So we have Utley on the Twins playing for the Phillies. We have Morneau for the... No, what? We have Morneau for the Twins playing for the Phillies. He'll loop that out to right. They will smartly just go station to station. And then we have Utley, who played for Philly, playing for the Twins. I think I said that right this time. Strike is, or pitch is in for a strike. Oh and 1. That pitch is in for a strike as well. So strike 2. Oh and 2. That is swung on and missed. So there is an out. Oh, man, brutal. I mean, been there. 12-6 curve at 75 miles an hour. Swung on, miss. Not even in the zone on the entire chart. The Twins will finally go to the bullpen. Cormier is going to come in 9 games on record. 1-1 is his 1-1 in the decisions. 1 save, a 7.71 ERA. Brutal. In 9.1 innings pitched, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Oh and 1. 1 away. That is smashed up the first baseline, but foul. Oh and 2. Rounds that up the third baseline, foul. Oh, of course, this game is taking forever, and it's the one that I have to go to the bathroom during. Oh my gosh. Pitch is inside. That is foul up the third base line again. Just can't keep it fair. That pitch misses low. Good eye from Posada. That is going to be rolled up to the shortstop. Fires to second. Rue. The turn to first. What's the best term to use in that situation? Minnesota walks away with an 8-3 victory. A bit of a funky one. We jinxed the Minnesota's pitching staff like you would not believe. Man. Gave up 3 solo home runs, but they still managed to put up 8. And that will do it. 8-3, your final. We've seen a couple of Underdogs take down some powerhouses. I think this is the more impressive of the two wins. Tim's your player of the game, 1 for 2 with a home run. He got hit by a pitch, drove in 3, and that will do it. Oh, shoot. Hold on, box score. I apologize. Oh, no. Darn it. Myers gets the win. He improves to 3-2. Hold on. And Hansen gets the loss. He falls to 3-1. And then home runs for Posada, Morneau, and Torres for the Phillies. And Tim's had his 5th of the season. Accidentally clicked X too many times through. Phillies win that series 2-1. Very even. More hits for the Phillies. The batting average was way up. But like the at-bats, home runs, RBIs, stolen bases, all were today. And that will do it. All right, I'm going to hop up and I'm going to take a quick break. Quick halftime break. We'll be right back with more baseball in just a minute. See you in a second. All right, we are back. We are heading. Where are we heading, everybody? We are heading to Arizona. Arizona. Going on down to Arizona for the Diamondbacks and the Blue Jays. Oh, I haven't caught us up on any scores. My bad. We will do that after this game. It's all good. Whoops. I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like I've been a little off my game today. Cole Hamels taking on Brad Penny here in the desert as the Toronto Blue Jays head to Chase Field for our third game of 4 in today's action. Arizona Heat sucks. I don't doubt that. I really don't. Hottest I've ever... I wonder what the hottest... Johnny Damon is the left fielder. He'll be leading off for the Blue Jays. Andre Ethier in right field. First baseman Miguel Cabrera. Designated hitter David Ortiz. Xavier Nady is in center. Mike Oliviers. No, Avalos. I love putting extra letters in people's names, so I hope they enjoy them. Third base, Mike Avalos. Shortstop, Derek Jeter. Carlos Santana's behind the dish, and Juan Uribe is at second. I wonder what the hottest temperature I've ever experienced was. It had to have been when I went to Austin, Texas. I can't imagine that I've been in hotter weather anywhere. Brad Penny, 1-3 with a 7 ERA, 4 games, 9 innings, 17 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. That is a brutal combination of numbers. 17 hits. Yeesh. Johnny Damon, famed Tampa Bay Ray, and I almost said Buccaneer, leads things off for us here in game number 3. That pitch will stay high, even though it looked kind of at the numbers, or letters. Could be the batting stance? No, that looked like a strike. That's a 2026 helmet tapper right there. The righty fires. That's outside. On the outside edge for a strike. Two and one to Damon. There's a couple. I think it's Damon and Manny Ramirez in this game are both on the Tampa Bay Rays, which I never put together. So we saw Manny Ramirez as part of the Ramirez and Ramirez law firm on the St. Louis Cardinals. If they hit a home run against you and it hurt your feelings, they'll give you a hug or a high five. I forget which one. Probably switches every time. They'll give you a word that starts with an H. Followed by a vowel, and then followed by a consonant, and it might be 3 or 4 letters. One of the words might have a hyphen. Is high five hyphenated? Checking on the runner back-to-back unsuccessful throws. Runner on first. That stays outside. 112 in god-awful cesspool Fresno. Horrible city, horrible people, extremely horrible weather. That's the trifecta. That one will be rolled over to first base. They will tag the runner going up the line. Let's take a quick look at that. Sometimes this game gets a little weird at times. We can look at the replay. I'm curious, did anyone cover second? Yeah. He just stood there. That's kind of how the Mariners scored a run yesterday. Righty fires. Big swing and a miss for Miguel Cabrera. Future cover star of MLB 14, the show. Can you look up high temperature for Austin, Texas, July 2, 2022? $109? No. Looks like it didn't top out at... I don't know. It was hot. It was just... Ugh. Good time, though. Good trip. Swing track just late on a 94-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball. Location pretty good. Try to at least foul something off. Keep him up at the plate, but we'll go to David Ortiz. Fouled away. So a runner on second, 2 outs. I don't know. Do you think they could turn that double play? That ball is low. I mean, I guess depending on what happens with Ortiz here, it might not matter. Austin's cool as long as he can stay away from the Dragonites. By far the coolest place in Texas. Okay, so could you have turned that double play? Would have saved you a run. It was a very weird animation that they gave where he just kind of stood there and then tagged the runner. I think you at least have to try to get the lead runner out at second. Okay, gotcha. Did not know how to pronounce that. That is up the third base side. Picked up in fair territory and flown over to first for the out. So the top of the first goes relatively quickly. A couple hits for Toronto. They will plate a run. And Arizona will come to the dish down 1-0. David DeJesus in right field. Second baseman, Freddie Sanchez. First baseman, Joey Votto. Left fielder, Alex Gordon. Third baseman is Hector Luna. Jamie Carroll is the DH. Curtis Granderson in center. Matt Wieters. There's no N in there. It's Wieters. Matt Wieters behind the dish. And Istruis, our guy, Cesar, is the shortstop. I think part of the problem is I say behind the dish a lot, so my brain doesn't make the... Catcher is third on my list of C. It's center, but basketball catcher. Cole Hamels 1-1 with a 4.66 ERA, 4 games with 9.2 innings pitched, 12 hits, 8 walks, 6 strikeouts for him. That is going to be driven. Oh, that's a fair ball. That was a bit of a funky animation, but hey, I think we see that enough in this game to not be too surprised. Though I did give a very Surprised facial reaction. That will roll out to the shortstop. He will fire over to first, and that is quickly 2 away. So these Diamondbacks are gone in efficient order, if you're a Blue Jays fan. Jeter, Hamels, Damon, Miggy, Cab. This team is kind of stacked. Yeah, I am a little surprised that their record isn't quite what, like, is. Well, hang on, let me pull it so I don't have it incorrect. Yeah, 12-9. I think that. I think the Toronto Blue Jays on paper, I think you would look at and you would say this team is underperforming, but they're 3 games over 500. That is lined into left field for a 2-out single. Alex Gordon steps in. 333 average, 2 home runs, 5 RBI. Because I bet if we looked on paper, just offensively, that would be the team that if like they didn't make the playoffs, it'd be like, oh man, that's a surprise. Just as far as name value, I know they have Hamels as a pitcher or whatever, but that pitch sails outside for a ball. Maybe the rest of the pitching is garbage. Yeah. That is right at the knees for a strike. Maybe a bit of a generous call there from the umpire. That pitch is in for a strike as well. Two and two with 2 out here in the bottom of the first. 1 on, down by 1. That is in for a ball, so that fills the count. Here comes the payoff pitch from the lefty. They put the runner in motion, unsurprisingly. He'll retreat back to first for some reason. Not that it matters. It is out number. Well, I guess if he drops it, he'd be able to pick it up and throw it back. Never mind, it makes sense. We're good. Unless it's just a dead ball, whatever. Better safe than sorry. Arizona picks up a hit but can't bring it around. Aviles. I don't know why I want to throw Olivier's in there. He doesn't have an O, and there's no L. It's all right. Some players just get extra letters, and that's just how it goes. From what I remember, too, I don't think Ortiz is batting super well. But Arizona does pick up a hit. They can't bring that run around. Still 1-0 Toronto as we head to the top of the second. Fielded at third base, strong throw over to first, and that is an out. And you could really look at it and say the Blue Jays probably should not be leading this game 1-0 because of the funky play up the first base line. So Derek Jeter steps in. That pitch misses inside, ball 1. That'll be rolled over to the first base side. Pitcher covers nicely, and that is out. Number 2. Man, the replays make this game look a lot better than it does in real motion. So many times we see the pitcher coming over to cover the bag, and it just, for whatever reason, maybe it's our angle or what, it looks like the ball is behind the catch, like the glove. It just always looks funky. That pitch is in for a strike. Top of the second. 2 gone here for Toronto, who leads 1-0. Ooh. Not sure how that got the call, but the umpire says that was a strike. Maybe it's just that, from our angle, tough to tell the depth. I will say that. So maybe it just gets that front part of the plate. Whatever it was a very nicely located pitch. Makes it 0-2 instead of 1-1, and then kind of causes that defensive swing there. Now might have him into a bit of an auto swing mode. And a swing, and a miss. I mean, you got to swing at that. That was the pitch that got called for a strike at the bottom of the zone, and then got to be defensive. Luna, Carroll, and Granderson here in the bottom of the second 4. The Arizona Diamondbacks down 1-0. Hector Luna looking to get things going. Just an 0.91 average. That is an out at first base. That is a brutal break for the Diamondbacks. Really needed that ball to get past that first baseman. So 0-1, 1 away. That one stays high for a ball. That one's inside. Two and one. And this one is going to be popped into foul territory. Catcher stands and waits, and that is out number 2. Curtis Granderson, 242 average. The Diamondbacks just can't get a break. It's a bad out in foul territory. It's a nice play by the Blue Jays defense at first base. Granderson's going to hope to keep this inning going. Lefty-lefty matchup here. That pitch gets away. Best time for that to happen. That is a little bloop shot into center. Oh, he's going to get aggressive and go for second. Center fielder is up with the ball. It's a little errant on the throw. That's good base running from Curtis Granderson. So that'll put a runner in scoring position. Sails high. Here comes the 1-0 from the lefty. Granderson with great speed. Kind of wonder why he's so low in the lineup. I think you could say the same thing about Jeter. Maybe not necessarily the speed factor, but just kind of like Jeter as far as effectiveness with the bat. That one's fouled away. Lefty winds and fires. That one's inside. Full count, 2 away, runner on second. That one is going to be a walk. That'll be dumped into right field. They're going to send Granderson. Oh my goodness, he had a shot at the play, but oh, that is a brutal swing. That is a brutal turn of events as that is hit out to right field. You can see the bobble there. That allowed the run to score. Now, Granderson was pretty quick, and there's a chance that he gets in there anyway, but if you could at least force a play at the plate, whew, that's going to get interesting. So it's another lefty-lefty matchup here as that one sails outside. Still 2 away. This is the time for Arizona to swing the lead in their favor. That'll be hit past a diving second baseman. Will they send him first to third? They will. Left or center fielder up with the ball, and the oh my goodness, he sailed it. It's going to advance the runner to second, an extra 90 feet. Okay, so I think maybe we're figuring out why the Toronto Blue Jays aren't super great. Their defense is a little funky. That one's in for a strike right at the bottom of the zone. Oh and 1. 2 away. 2 runners in scoring position after the funky errant throw. Hamels fires that outside. Nice job by the catcher to get over there. That is in for strike 1. It's actually a 1-2 count, my bad. That will be foul. Right fielder didn't really have much of a chance of it. But we've seen so many of them kind of start out. Recently, we've seen a bunch that have start kind of out and then kind of curve back in. So now I understand, as the ball's going to get away, both runners dive back safely. And the Hamels just can't get out of this inning. All he needs is one out. He needs one strike, one good pitch. 2-2 count with 2 on in the bottom of the second. A 2-1 lead. The lefty readies. He winds, fires. That is foul. That one is inside. Does not hit. Oof, that's dangerous. That is dangerous. Throwing down to third. I think we've lost a game. It was a long time ago, but we did lose a game. Missing a throw to third. Sailed into left field. It might have actually been this season. There was another time it happened as well. I think it was in Kansas City. As we really struggled down the stretch. I think it was MLB 22, 23, somewhere in there. Swung on and missed. So the Diamondbacks' threat is stopped, but they pick up 2 here in the bottom half of the second. Uribe, Damon, and Ethier coming in. Los Angeles TV, Los Angeles. The 2020 World Series right there. LATB, LA. That's in for a strike at the bottom of the zone. It's been a little bit of a generous low bar. The righty winds and fires. That is in for a strike. 2-2. 1-2. It's up there for such a brief time. 1-2. Goodness gracious. It's the same as the score. Here comes the 1-2. That is fair up the third base line. He is going to first, and he will hold there. That's a good decision. Obviously, it's a good decision because it didn't get very deep into left field. There wasn't the speed going up the line, and it was a bullet of a throw. So, way to read it. Johnny Damon's 1 for 1 with a single. He came around to score. That is foul. Sorry, it's foul. That is in for a strike right at the letters. Damon got kind of a funky call in his first at-bat. With some longer innings in this in today's matchups. We still have one more game. The Dodgers scored 5 in 1 inning, so did the Twins. The Twins scored 3 and 5, and the Phillies put up some runs and some runners on base. That's a foul ball. That is out to the center fielder. So 1 away. That is in for a strike right at the bottom of the zone. Tying run aboard at first. That'll be rolled over. Is it a double play to end? It'll step on second. Fires over to first, and that will do it. Toronto led 1-0 when maybe they shouldn't have. The Diamondbacks come back to score 2 in the bottom of the second, and that is enough to get the win. The double play that they probably should have had in inning number 1 comes through in inning number 3, and it's the Diamondbacks 2, the Toronto Blue Jays 1, who again, it's, you know, in the chat, it's Jeter, Hamels, Damon, Miguel Cabrera. This team is kind of stacked. It was pointed out in the chat, and then we watched them lose. Funky. Brad Penny. He's going to get your win. 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts. Has an ERA of 6 on the season, 20 hits on the season. He picks up his second win of the season, improves to 2 and 3. Cole Hamels drops to 1 and 2. And the Toronto Blue Jays win this. So we've seen a couple of series now where the winning team has salvaged a game in the series. 4 home runs, 12 RBI. I mean, this looks like it was a dominant Toronto series. I don't remember the scores when we read them. I do need to read the scores for today. I think it was 6-5 in yesterday's game, because that was one of the ones that got kind of weird. No, it was 2-0. Good job, Sean. Good job. And then 9-0. Okay, so that 9-0 really inflates the numbers and the ERAs and everything. As for today, let's get caught up around the league. We've actually watched 3 games, and I haven't caught up on anything. The Rockies, they win 3-0. They improve to 16-7, so they have 23 games under their belts. And then we're just going to quickly look. The Phillies are 16-6 with 22 games under their belt. So the Rockies would be half game worse. And that's the team that you forget about. It's them and the Royals. 3-0 for the Rockies. Pirates and Rays. The Rays win 1-0. We watch the Dodgers over the Tigers 6-0. Braves over the White Sox 2-1. Marlins over the Orioles 3-0. We watch the Twins kind of clobber the Phillies. It's a little closer than the score would indicate. There were some opportunities the Phillies just couldn't capitalize. Cubs over the Royals 2-0. We have the Guardians over the Astros 5-2. Both teams now 13-9. Yankees over the Brewers 2-0. And we watch the Diamondbacks pick up a win 2-1 over the Blue Jays. So we will skip down to Athletics Mets. And that'll be our 4th and final game of the day. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Appreciate it. So we hit the edit button. All right, welcome on into the Oakland Coliseum. The Athletics are 8-13. The Mets nearly to 500. They are 10-11 as they are making a run at it. For the starting lineup of the Mets, we have Denard Span in center, Dustin Pedroia at second, Pablo Sandoval over at third, Aubrey Huff at first, Hunter Pence in right, Lyle Overbay and designated hitter, Cotter Jackson in left, Ramon Castro and Ramon Santiago, Ramon and Ramon, catcher, shortstop. Now we gotta wait. Hunter Pence is really cool. Josh Beckett is 1-2 with a 5.27 ERA. 4 games with 13.2 innings pitched, 15, 5, and 16. That's a little more what you like to see. Doesn't necessarily have to. That's what you want to see. 15 hits, but he's countering that with 16 strikeouts. The walks kind of throw that a little bit more in favor of like the base runners, but how many double plays are they hitting into? I guess that'd be kind of your third helpful stat, I guess, in that scenario. How many, like, yes, you're giving up 15 hits or whatever, but if you get 10 double plays, that erases that. Not a 1-for-1. That is going to be picked up in fair territory. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 bad bounce, and 1 out. So 1 away quickly here for the Mets. The Mets are a team, I should say, that we have watched a lot. When you go 0-6 to start, and we want to watch that victory. A victory that I jinxed, by the way. I have the power of the commentator's curse here. Sandoval, Pence, Huff. Third of the Lions. Yeah, third of the Lions. Third of the lineup of my Giants. I can't read today. Yeah, the Giants are one of the more popular teams in the starting lineups, I've noticed. Giants and Rays that were former Red Sox. So you have those 3 guys. Well, there was a Giants, I believe, for the Phillies as well, so that'd be 4. I mean, obviously with the fantasy draft, the starters are going to start. Like, it's not the most ridiculous thing. Technically, Pence does play for the Astros in this, but... That is looped out to left field. Does the left fielder have it? He does. And that is another out for the Mets. Nice grab. Oh, that was it for the inning. We don't usually get a replay after that. That's why I was thrown off. Jacoby Ellsbury, a center fielder, is the left-handed hitter. Darnell McDonald as the designated hitter. Kevin Youkilis, third baseman. Adam Lind at first. Vlad Guerrero in right. Hideki Matsui in left. Clint Barnes at shortstop. Jose Lopez, second base. Chris Snyder, the catcher. Jamie Garcia. Jaime Garcia, maybe? 0-2 with a 7.15 ERA, 4 games, 11.1 innings pitched, 16, 2, and 7 hits, walks, strikeouts. Pitch from the lefty is in as Ellsbury goes lefty-lefty to start here. That pitch misses low for a ball. Two and one, as we are in the bottom of the first. That one fouled away. Foul ball. Two and two is swung on and missed. Ellsbury well under that one. Nice pitch location for the Mets pitcher, and that'll bring in Darnell McDonald. 333 average. There is a strike to open him up. Oh and 1. That pitch misses outside. One and 1 with one away. That misses way low. Makes it 2 and 1. Speaking of the Giants, they are close to 500 as well. That is going to be bopped out to center field. Picked up cleanly and thrown in. It's a single to get things started. So Youkilis will step in and knock this out to center field. Unfortunately, it's right to the defender. Runner retreats back to first, and it's a quick out for Youkilis, who put a good charge into it. Just some better defense by Denard Span. Adam Lind stepping in here. That is in for a strike. Lefty fires, and that one's going to get knocked into right field. Not nearly enough speed to try and advance first to third, but that will bring Vlad Guerrero, who didn't have a team. Interesting. I think of him as an angel, but... that one's outside for a ball. That is in for a strike. One and one. 2 on, 2 out here. Bottom first. That'll be a... oh, it'll be a single. Yes, safe. Guerrero not with the most speed getting up the line. I thought it was going to maybe get below the shortstop's glove there and get into center field, but a nice job to prevent the run. I think you take bases loaded, 2 outs instead of 2 outs, a run scored. They at least still get out of it. That'll be foul up the first base line. Matsui fouls that one off. Swung on and missed, so Matsui set down on strikes. Oakland piles up 3 hits. Doesn't get anything across. That'll bring up Huff, Pence, Overbay for the Mets here. Or the Giants. Current Giants, future Giants. And you know what? I bet that Pittsburgh Pirate, he played for the Giants as well. That pitch sails outside. Ball 1 from the righty. one's low for a ball. This will be popped out to right field. Under that one just a little bit as he rounds first. Almost gets all the way to second. But it's an out regardless. Hunter Pence has has one home run. 3 RBI, has a stolen base as well. 237 average. Here's the future New York Giant. That pitch misses low. The righty winds. Oof. Kind of a nasty pitch. Can you pull a Hunter Pence card in MLB The Show 25? That one is popped out to the first base foul side, or right field foul side, and that one drops. So Pence stays alive. Let me see, do I have the MLB The Show app on here? Am I that fucking dork? Pence is out number 2, choose title, MLB The Show. Platform to sign in with. Don't make me sign in. Oh my gosh. Rolls over that one to the shortstop, he can't field it cleanly. Fires to first, not in time. Safe. Safe. Password. Sign in. Why'd you log me out in the first place? Remind me later. It doesn't need me to tell it that. I can just push the button. Okay. Let's see. Can you look at collections? Collections. That is out to right field. That is the third and final out of the day. No. Where is my inventory? Oh, it doesn't show what I don't have. Oh, well, never mind. We won't worry about it. Well, that's out to foul territory and clanks off the wall for a strike. I wasn't sure if it was like if you could get like a 100 pence program reward or something. I don't know. It gets weird with the players who are retired, so it might be a good poll for us if we could do that in the mini seasons. New episode going up on Wednesday. That pitch misses. That is swung on and missed. That was a pitch that was well inside. Not a good swing at all. We've definitely been in that spot, so no judgment. It's a lot easier to sit here with my hands off the controller. You know, I guess this game style and game mode would test the, like, bench player on X team. We'll use the Giants as the example. Here's a bench player on the Giants team that would be a starter on other teams. Just kind of thinking about that, because I don't think we've seen like a ton of Colorado Rockies So like you'd have a lot of guys who would be like, okay, the great players on the Rockies would probably be bench players on different teams, and the bench players on some teams, that sort of thing. So that is an interesting thing. Interesting thing to think about. Just as far as like what teams we're seeing and all that stuff. That misses for a ball. Interesting. That misses for a ball as well. That's in for a strike. That's in for a strike as well. Two and two, 2 outs. That is to the third baseman, who fires over to first, and that will do it. So that'll retire the side. We will head to top half of the third. Castro, Santiago, and Span, the 8-9-1 coming up. Oakland with 1 error, 3 hits, no runs for either team. That pitch is low. Should add a break the bat over the knee on a strikeout animation. Yeah. I wonder what the first appearance of that would be. If they're, well, it's definitely in Slugfest, but that's a more extreme game. I don't know if the show ever had that. You can ask the internet. Is there a break the bat over the knee animation in any MLB The Show game? That's a strike. Oh. Looks like it's in maybe in 2023. Weird. That one's low for a ball. I don't know that I've ever seen the animation, and Lord knows I've struck out to trigger that animation. I'll give myself a little breakaway bat, and I'll do it on my own. A breakaway though. Fouled up the first base line for a strike. That is... Ooh, wow, that's rolled over the first base side. I think in a more recent game that might hit off the bag. We're not going to get a super good look at it. Yeah, I didn't get a good look at it. But we have the power of replay. Let's make a long video even longer, huh? Okay, so there's the bat. I think it might have just kind of skimmed the top. Oh, hold on. Oh, we went right next to it. Okay, never mind. You can see the shadow. Use a real... Yeah, sorry. Yeah, real bat. Totally real. I'll use a real bat. I'll use one of those cool bats that you had when you were a kid that had the big, like, hollow... it's like a Nerf thing. Hollow plastic on the end of it. And you would just, like, you just launch home runs. I'll use one of those and bounce it off my knee into my face. It'll be real funny. We'll frame it up. That'll be a Jackass bit. Hi, I just struck out an MLB The Show. Welcome to Jackass. Pitch is in for a strike. Two and one away. Top three here.
That's a foul ball.
That pitch is inside. Full count. That one is fouled away. Foul ball. That is foul as well. I don't want to say anything because of like the commentator's curse, so I won't. I haven't saved it a bit. I didn't save halfway. Ah, crap. Get your foot away from the power, friggin' strip. Oh, okay. Well, at least the reset switch is toward the top of it. Risking it all. That is a strike on the inside corner. Denard's span is 0 for 1, 375 average. Hunter Pence is a 99 flashback. The Astros. Whoa. Really? Huh. We've looked him up before. We spelled his name incorrectly, putting it into the search bar. That one is launched out to center field. I guess he played there for 4 years. You just think of him as a Giant. Thank you for that information. I appreciate that. How'd that football game end? 20-9? Gross. Golden State's up by 20. Pacers lost by 5. They are 2-15. Gross. And the Detroit Pistons, though, they are mauling through this, huh? 15-2. That'll be rolled out toward the shortstop. Throws. It is out at first base. Just needed an extra step. Oh my God. Oakland piled up on Boston Red Sox. Ellsbury, McDonald, and Youkilis. So the Boston Red Sox, Oakland Athletics step up to the plate. It's something that you don't, I don't register individually, but then you see, them pop up like that, and you say, oh. He won Rookie of the Year in Houston. Okay. I wonder how... So what did you say? Is a Pence as a flashback? It's a strike. So can you search that in... Can you search that in MLB The Show? Yes, the MLB The Show companion app. I would like that to be one of my most used apps. Thank you. Search. Pence. 100 Pence, right? Oh my god. Home Run Derby X? Whew. You can buy it for $86,000. Kind of just want to look at the card. I don't want to buy it. I just want to look at the card. So you'd have to get a Home Run Derby X card or pack for that.
We got full count.
All right, we have a full count. Three and two. Here's the full count to the lefty. Ellsbury fouls that one off. I am surprised. I guess if it's a specialty card, then I guess it makes a little bit more sense. Is that the card you're talking about? If you're still in chat, the Home Run Derby X, or are you talking about an actual flashback card? That was the first one that came up, and I didn't see anybody else. Any other Pences? Of course, I did look as thoroughly as I probably should have. Three and two. And that'll be put into center field. So a nice job on the payoff pitch to get on. As the throw is in. As we can... No, where is it? I've never actually used this app very much. Oh, now you want... What? Why'd you load that so weirdly this time? Sorry, but we couldn't find anything. Hunter Goodwin. Catfish Hunter. Hunter Pence. Hunter Bracco. Hunter Brown. Hunter Renfroe. Green. Brown. Harvey. Okay, and it is... Swung on and missed. One and two. That is popped up. Runner retreats to first. Yeah, it looks like the only Hunter Pence in there is the Home Run Derby X. I have run into a bit of a conundrum where I was going to... The new inning has started, the new XP inning. Sounds about right. Oh, it's fine. You're fine. I appreciate your help regardless. Paying attention, not paying attention, whatever. Yeah, so they started the new XP program, and it's the last one, so it's structured a little bit differently. If I was a little more attentive, I could have tried to get that whole mini season done in the previous inning. And I kind of thought there'd be one more, but I guess it makes sense to just run it to the end of the year, and then once the end of January hits, then you'll start seeing MLB The Show 26 and getting excited for that. But it like up in the left-hand corner, it's like it ends in 5,000 days or whatever. So if we were to do the rest, if I was to do the rest of the games, I'd end up with a significant chunk of those packs already used. And then if there were to be like a second season going from like the beginning of the year through to the to the new game, it'd get weird because of the distance between when we'd get to open packs. But I don't know. Speaking of mini seasons, you should try with a full 99 squad. I don't know that I have enough 99s for a 99 squad. That is a ball 4. So Euclid is on. Winning run is at second. Chris Sampson, 10 games with a 2-1 record. 1 save, a 7.45 ERA, 9.2 innings with 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Adam Lind is 1 for 1 with a single. Can he drive in a winning run? That's a strike inside. Takes that low for a strike as well. Well, the U.S. players then? Yeah. Not some ragtag silvers and golds. But ragtag silvers and golds is a miserable experience for everyone involved. They are going to... Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh. That is how the third inning is going to end, with a double play. A strike him out, throw him out. They were really banking that he would get a piece of contact. He was out by about 45 feet. So we're going to extras. Extra, extra. Read all about it. Double giants. Triple giants, actually. Zag's walking away with this one. Hell yeah. Good for them. That pitch is outside. I'm going to look at the score. $95-85. Well, good for them. This is the Gonzaga Bulldogs' last season in the WCC. They'll be moving to the Pac-12, which would have been so much more exciting about 15 years ago. That one rolled over. Past the diving third baseman. The throw is going to be late. Unnecessary drama from the first base umpire. What are we doing? Washington State did pull out the victory, so that's a positive. They were down 11. They won by 5. That one flared into left. So 2 on here for the Mets. Ooh. Hunter Pence with an opportunity to knock in the go-ahead run. And he unfortunately will not be able to do it. Can he leg out? Cannot leg it out to first. Oops, I meant to do this. So you have the delayed unnecessary drama and then just the incorrect toast. He was out. He's out. Unfortunate. So Pence does at least advance the runner, gives him an opportunity. It's a ball low. That one's rolled over. Second baseman in time. That's out number 3. So we will head to the bottom of the 4th. Mets pick up a couple of hits, but a brutal double play. And that'll send this to the bottom half. No score. Guerrero, Matsui. Guerrero, comma, Matsui. Not Guerrero, Matsui. Guerrero and Matsui got married, and Guerrero moved his last name to first name and then took Matsui's last name. It's very confusing. We're hugely supportive of it. Big fans. That's in for a strike. So Guerrero is just shown in the MLB, like the generic Vladimir Guerrero. Just the Expos man. There he is. So let's see. Technically it would be for Baltimore, but must have signed with them late, because these always have like a roster's accurate as of January or February. I will be honest, I almost was like, let's check, and hit the reset button. I have it saved. You can't be doing things like that, Sean. You can't be hitting reset buttons when you haven't saved the game. Swung on and missed. Big swing from Vlad Guerrero. Oh, I wonder if maybe the instruction manual will have it. Man. You know, it's hard being dumb. Just incredibly difficult to be dumb. Now, I don't really know why it would be in here, but quick game features, notes. Well, there it is. Hideki. I was looking at the notes, and Hideki Matsui with a walk-off home run. The catcher's looking for a new ball, but he's not going to get one because that is the game. Hideki Matsui with a big old swing and a blast. And that will end it in the bottom of the 4th. Thank God, though, I was concerned with when the rosters were updated. Did you see that cool walk-off home run? No. Why? Well, the rosters. I was reading an instruction manual. What do you think I was doing? Josh Beckett, your player. Jeez Louise, Boston Red Sox, huh? Player of the game, Josh Beckett, 4.08 ERA, 18 hit. Oh, no, sorry. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 strikeout. I keep reading the season stats, driving myself nuts. Beckett gets the win. He improves to 2-2. Chris Sampson gets the loss. He falls to 2-2. Matsui with the second home run of the season, and that was an important one. I want to say we saw Matsui's first. And again, we have the Athletics winning a game that salvages the series for them. He retired as an Oriole in 11. All right, let's go ahead and sim today, as that is everything for us today. Let's go ahead and save, just in case. Just in case someone gets some swingy feet and just crushes through everything. I really could just save it in save slot 1. I don't need that season. That was literally just a test. But no, we're save slot 8, everybody. All right, save is complete. Let's get caught up on the scores. View today's games. We were caught up through here. Rangers over the Nationals, 1-0. Reds over the Angels, 1-0. Athletics over the Mets, 1-0. And the Giants over the Padres. Look at that. The Giants improve. They've come all the way back to even their record out at 11-11. They will have to chase down the Rockies, who have looked really good this season. Might be more, like I was mentioning last night toward the end of the stream, might be more of a wild card run for them, but They're not too far back of the Rockies. I just don't know if they have any more head-to-heads. We can look at that just out of curiosity. And the Cardinals pick up their 11th win of the season as well, blanking the Mariners 5-0, which was kind of how that game was going yesterday, honestly. The Cardinals, what a weird one. What a weird one. We only have 4 games tomorrow: Astros, Cubs, Brewers, Orioles, Cardinals, Blue Jays, and Diamondbacks, Twins. So we do have a couple of duplicate teams, but that's okay. Let's look at for curiosity's sake, San Francisco. They need to track down Colorado. Ooh, and they get a 3-game set in Colorado. Any more against Colorado? No. So it looks like it gives each of the division opponents a home and away. So these could be big, depending on how the next week or so goes. So we're on the 26th. Yeah, literally a week. Cool. Maybe depending on the records, we might watch a couple of those, because those could be some fun. All right. I saved. We're ready to roll. And I can bid you all adieu. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow. We got the 4 games. Only the 4 games is one of those funky days, so we'll watch all those, and then we'll move on. You'll get that, and then you'll get a mini season on Wednesday, and then we'll continue on with our MLB 11 The Show season. Oh, you know what? Let's see if it tells us. I'm going to save one more time, just in case. God dang it. It takes forever to read the memory card that I got to save. It's hard using a PlayStation 2 when I own a copy of this game for PlayStation 3. And I own 2 PlayStation 3s for some reason. My YouTube channel essentially exists as like this man is poor with his money. If there's one thing that you take away from this. Okay. So if we do that, don't touch the power button yet. Save complete. And then we're good. So if we just restart it real quick. Real quick. Does it give us... It should give us on that, like, first screen. Bum, 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 bum. Look at that sweet PlayStation 2. There it is. Oh. Take me back. Okay, so then we have warning, all right. And then it's a long warning, Sony. Do I wonder if I need to skip to the load screen, maybe? Oh, this is... No, hold on. I gotta mute. Oh, wait. Hold on. No, nothing there. Should be, like, real clear. This is the most interesting content. Nothing. Okay. Doesn't tell you when the rosters are accurate at stuff. All right. Well, that's okay, because we didn't really need it. Thank you all so much for watching again. Thank you for hanging out. We will catch you tomorrow for 4 more games of action. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you then. Goodbye.